My name is Jamie. On this channel, I like to share our homeschooling journey, mom life, and family adventures. If those things sound interesting or helpful or even familiar to you, I would love it if you would join in and hit the subscribe button down below. It does help my channel out, and then you can just join in on the fun. I also have an Instagram page, which I will link in the description box. I feel like that's maybe easier to have more of a communication, and so we do share some more everyday things there as well. So I would love to, connect with you there. Today's video, I am sharing about how we do our math. I've shared about it a couple times, but not how we do it. Math has kind of been crazy for us this year. I shared what we were going to be doing, and then I shared that we were changing it right away, and then I shared that we were changing it again and kind of adding things together. And so now I thought, now that we've done it for a while with 2 curriculum, I wanted to share how we do it and how that works for us. So I use Matthew C. Alpha and Horizons Level K for my kindergartner. And it seems to be working well for us. It's the combination that we need right now. It's not going to be like a forever thing. However, I do plan on starting him out for his first grade year, still doing it this way. I have level 1 from Horizons for him for next year, and we will continue on with some alpha things. But like I said, I don't, or at least I hope, this is not a super long-term thing, because I have some preferences that I would like to change it to. But anyways, with all that mumbo jumbo, it's working for us now. It's giving him a good foundation, and I like where we're at. So I shared in a different video why we do it this way. I'll briefly again share why we do it this way. Matthew C just wasn't quite working for my son. Towards the end of his preschool, we were doing primer, however you're supposed to say that. And we were going to start for the beginning of kindergarten with Alpha, and it just wasn't fitting him. Some of the things felt like maybe he wasn't quite ready for some of how they were teaching it. He was getting his numbers mixed around. We were at the very end of preschool, we were still perfecting the teens and the 20s, recognizing them. And so some of the place value things were confusing him. And anyway, so I went to Horizons. Also, Matthew C has a little bit of time. Matthew C has a little bit of time in its appendix, but that's it. And so I would have had to add in telling time. I would have had to add in money. I would have had to add in measuring. There's quite a few things I would have had to add in, and honestly, I was afraid I was going to forget to add them in, or that it would get overwhelming adding them in. And so I didn't want to do that. Plus, my son really wanted some colorful things, just being honest. So that's why we chose Horizons, because it has some color, and it has time, it has money, it has measuring, it has a couple other things that I didn't even think that he needed yet, or didn't even really think about, and it's all there. And so we were liking it. The spiral method was actually even working well for him, which I wasn't sure that it would, but it was, and it is working well for him. And then I realized, okay, Horizons is teaching about adding. And then it was instead of focusing on the basic facts, it just continued to go on and on about adding 20 plus something or 30 plus something in the families. And I was like, whoa, we want to get his base facts down first. And just in the research that I had done, towards the end of kindergarten and then first grade is really a good time to be teaching those base facts. And so I was like, well, we need to be focusing on that. So that is why we do both. That was a longer explanation than what I had planned. Sorry. But how we do both is I look at the lesson, I think there are some things in here that, like, because it's a spiral method, he just knows some of these things, and I feel like practicing them as much as we practice them is not necessary. I do like him to get the review every once in a while, so he does do some of the things sometimes, but there are some problems that we don't do every time it comes up. So I'll go through and I'll circle and cross out anything on the page that, which I haven't done yet on that one, but that I want him to do, that he needs to practice, that I feel like maybe he needs to review or it's been a while. And so a lot of times, because of how much I cross out, or he may end up doing 2 pages a day. It just depends how much is on each page that he actually needs to be doing at that time. And then if I'm really honest, like these facts where he's subtracting these bigger numbers or even adding the bigger numbers, I do have him do it sometimes, and some of them, because I think it's valuable to see that that's how you do it, but they have him doing the number line, and I want him to do it because he has his base facts memorized. And so I don't go heavy on that yet. That is what we use alpha for. Whoa, I almost hit myself in the face. That's what we use alpha for. And I really like the way they have taught the, the facts. I really like the way they teach place value. We went back over it again recently, maybe a couple months ago through here, and my son did great. He has a great grasp of place value now, so that's wonderful. And so we just go through here. I don't do every lesson. I don't do every lesson in here. I just pick out the base facts that I want, like +9s, +8s, +6s, doubles, whatever. That's what I mean. I just pick those out of here. We do this lesson. So we don't do both math curriculum in a day. Usually we'll do about a week of Horizons, and then I will do about a week or less, depending on how quickly my son catches on to the fact that we are practicing. Then we'll do alpha. So for instance, this week is a Horizons week, so we've been doing Horizons. Next week we will do a math fact, which I don't know what math fact we're on right now. But just last time was doubles. So let's say it was doubles next week. This week we're doing Horizons, and I go through and figure out what problems I want him to do. Sometimes it means he does 2 pages. And when we do Horizons, I usually, probably 2 days during that week, have him practicing facts that we've already learned, either through flashcards on the whiteboard, because that's fun, and I also have some math learning wrap-ups. And so probably about 2 of the 4 days that we do school, he's then will be practicing the facts we've already learned, just to keep them fresh and make sure we're doing good. And so next week when we go to alpha, we will do the next fact thing. I skip like squares and skip counting because all that is in Horizons. So like actually next time we will be on lesson 14, which is the addition of doubles plus 1 more. I'm assuming that means like instead of 7 + 7, it's like 7 + 8. So that is what lesson we will work on. We'll watch the video, we'll do a lesson, and then the next day we'll do a lesson, and I just kind of gauge how is he doing. For instance, when he did his addition plus 9s, he caught on like that. I was so surprised how quickly he caught on. And so we actually only did 2 days of the normal lessons, and then the 3rd day I did a lesson that also has systematic review in it. And then the 4th day we went ahead and did a test because it comes with a test booklet. And I thought, sure, let's do that. Let's try it. We didn't put too much stock into it. It was just like another lesson, but we went ahead and did that. And that was that. And then we moved on to Horizons again for a week. And so that is how I put these 2 curriculum together. I keep it as simple as I can. I feel like it helps him to get all the things that he needs. And I like the foundations that it's giving him. I have heard of other people using more than one curriculum for other subjects as well. We really just have to make them our own, you know, make them work for our families and for our individual children. And so I would encourage you, if something isn't quite working, go ahead and, you know, maybe you only need to change up that one curriculum. Maybe like me, I needed a couple resources to help me feel like I knew what I was doing. So then get 2 resources and mash them up. I encourage you to make the curriculum your own. That way your kid can get the best out of it and you can feel, you know, I feel equipped this way. And when you as the teacher feels equipped, that goes a long way when you are teaching your kid, when you have that confidence. So I really hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you use more than one curriculum and how that works out for you. And then I will see you again in another video soon.